Rainollon here. Today's another build showcase, and it's the Nagantaka Prime. So I think that's how you call it, the Nagantaka, I think. So let us immediately start. Let's start with the build first. The mods. The mods I'm using on my Nagantaka Prime. Galvanized Scope for critical chance, Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized F for stash chance and direct damage per stash on target, Prime Shred for fire rate and punch through. This is in my opinion mandatory. Vital Sense for critical damage, Hammer Shot which also gives you critical damage and stash chance, Malignant Force which gives you toxin stash chance, and Rim Rounds which gives you cold and stash chance. Cold and toxin gives you viral. One very important thing here is use a unranked Malignant Force or Rim Rounds to make slash your primary damage over viral. If these two are both maxed out, you'll make your viral have a higher chance to proc over your slash. Slash is our main source of damage here, not viral. So that's something that you should know. And yeah, these are the mods. For the Access Weapon and Data Slot mods, I will highly recommend go for Terminal Velocity. This changes a lot. Giving this projectile weapon 60% projectile speed kind of makes the weapon, in my view, more fun. So that's something I will highly recommend. For the Arcane, Primary Deadhead is for me personally by far the best in slot. Easy access to 360 increased damage, headshot multiplier, and weapon recall. All these stats are really good for this weapon. For the passive Alternate Fire rapidly expands the magazine in a single burst. This is a pretty sick and a really powerful single target burst passive, I'll say. And not only that, headshot kills increase the speed of your next reload by 50%, which is really good. Plus 1 meter punch through or 1 man punch through when wielded by Garuda. The passive is fine, but shooting enemies in the head, you get the 50% faster reload is quite noticeable, and also the Alternative Fire is really good at bursting down that single powerful enemy. So the passive is pretty solid. For the stats, fire rate is really good for this weapon type. Magazine size is fine for this weapon type. Maximum ammo is ridiculously high, and ammo from pickup is really good. You will never run out of ammo with this weapon. Reload speed is slowish, but with this passive, your headshot, it's quite fast. Accuracy is very high. It's a semi, silent, 2.2 punch through thanks to Prime Shred. Riven disposition is quite good. Critical chance, critical damage, multi-shot is by far the best in slot, and I will remove Hammer Shot for it. Critical chance, base critical chance is 25, which is quite good. Crit multi is good, stash chance is very good, and total damage is also very, very good. These are the stats for the semi mode. For the alternative mode, which is the expanding the entire magazine in a single burst, so you will lose all of your ammo by pressing the alternative fire mode button, which is middle mouse by default, and it shoots much faster. It has a quicker reload, burst of X3, which is makes no sense, but it is a burst, but it will not do X3, it will do everything. 2.2 punch through thanks to Prime Shred. The damage is exactly the same, and all these stats are pretty much exactly the same. It just shoots much faster, that's it, and faster reload. So those are the stats, the passive, the mods, the Arcane. I did test this weapon out with Acuity. Acuity, with a blast setup, you have a really high chance to proc blast, which is a 50%. And if you headshot an enemy with this, with primary Acuity, you're definitely going to kill every enemy in a 5 meter radius with a blast proc. This is going to make the weapon kinda interesting, but in my opinion, I will not recommend. I'm also not using a maxed out Rim Rounds. I think that's my mistake. There we go. So it has a much higher 63.8% status chance to proc blast. I'm also using Deadhead. You can test this out if you want, but personally the multi-shot setup is much better, especially at single target DPSing. So let's start with this build. Time for me to show you this weapon in game, so let us immediately start. Steel Path, we're in. I'm going to show you the weapon against Steel Path, Corrupted Heavy Gunners. The map is called Ani at the Void. It's survival. I'm going to show you here. As you can see, the weapon does kill all of these units in 1 to 2 shots. So it's a single targeter. It isn't that bad against these units. I have to wait for the Eximus units to show you there. But right now, for majority of content, you can easily do all content with this weapon. It's kind of slowish, It's mostly designed for like single target rather than clearing. There's no AoE, there's no chaining, but it does work. The Prime Shred does give you the punch through 2.2, which adds some kind of layer to clearing, I guess, but it's still not enough. Give me a second here. There we go. So these Corpus units, the Butchers, the Lancers maybe wanted to hit. Oh, I think I saw like a 110 bleed proc, which was quite powerful. Nothing surviving still. Now I'm going to use the Alt Fire. That guy had Arca Plasmor. Give me that. I'd rather use that than this. Alt Fire shoots all the ammo really fast. It's mostly designed for you to burst down a really powerful enemy. I think a lot of people use this against the disruption enemies, the demos, to like burst them down, give yourself some buffs, armor strip them, and then use a Arcane Lockdown, I think it's called, to like stun them in place, and then you just jam all of the ammo into them. But yeah, clear, not that good. Damage is good. Single target might be pretty solid. Whoa, I didn't see that. So this was also without any buffs or armor strip. Now I'm going to use some buffs. Nourish will give me viral. First ability will give me heat. Ember isn't the greatest buffer, but she gives you more than enough buffs to like beat any content, I will say. The Alt Fire, yeah, it just lacks clear, that's it. I wish it had clear, maybe one day in Karnan. Or they give us some kind of mod for clear, I don't know, something. Or rework Thunderbolt. That would be freaking awesome if they did. It will make all these projectile weapons much more interesting. But yeah, it just lacks clear. I'm running out of time. I have to go quickly and get this thing before I lose. Come on. And I'm going to wait for the Acolyte to spawn to show you against the Acolyte, so give me a minute. Oh, that guy bled to death. I think the Acolyte is spawning. I think. Oh, here she is. Heavy Gunner. No, I missed. Oh, it bled to death. Where's the Acolyte? I'm going to armor strip the Acolyte, but first I need to grab this real quick. Don't hit me. I'm a good boy. Oh, oh. Spank my ass. There we go. Oh, I didn't hit her. I need to hit her more. Let me just lock her down. No, I need to reload. No, she moved. Let me just give myself some buffs. Now use this. No, I didn't. Alright, no more joking around. There we go. I proc some decent. There we go. Some decent slashes, but it's not enough. It did chunk a little bit. Maybe with a better buffer, might do much better job. But I did armor strip her, and I do have viral and slash. And yeah, it's not really that noticeable. Oh no, I need to grab this real quick. So the weapon is suffering from clear, I will say. Single target, maybe against the Acolyte isn't really that great, but I think I didn't do a really good job to show you. Maybe I did. I think I did a good job. I did armor strip it, I did shoot it a couple of times in the head. But it wasn't enough. Most weapons will already kill that thing without any buffs. And yeah, against the Eximus unit, Alt Fire, gone. Come on. Oh. This thing. Alright, I think I'm done. This weapon is fine. It's time for me to extract. Give me a second, boys. I'll be right back. That was the Nagantaka Prime. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I think it's usable. I think it does pretty okay-ish damage. But I don't know. It doesn't have clear. I think where we are right now, we need to have some sort of like wide range, clear, chaining AoE, something infinite body punch too, wide like Arcaplasmor or Fullman, for it to like at least have something, you know. But right now it just doesn't have clear, and the single target wasn't really that mind blowing to me. The Altfire is kind of cool. Maybe I didn't show it really well against the Acolyte, but I did test it out multiple times, and it was like decent at most. I saw people say stuff that it's really good against demos, but I don't know. I think there are much better options. I think the Nagantaka Prime is usable. It's all up to you. It's between recommend and not recommend. So that's pretty much it. That's the Nagantaka Prime. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.